So the youth have a presentation that is still a sermon, but it's about the mission trip in June. And I want you to know about it. Our youth group doesn't meet at the church during the week. The center is kind of Sunday morning Sunday school. So they have prepared this message by email and by text and by group chat. So if it seems kind of cobbled together, that's because it certainly is. And so Maya Sandoval has made a video presentation. We've got to figure out how to make it show up on the screen. That's what's going on. Well, let's just start talking about it.
Youth, if you guys want to come on up here, we can go ahead and start getting in order.
So this morning's scripture is Matthew chapter 5, verses 14 through 16. You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden. No one, after lighting a lamp, puts it under the bushel basket, but on a lampstand. And it gives light to all in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, so that they may see your good works and give glory to your Father in heaven. Here is the reading of the word. In several of his most famous parables, Jesus describes both himself and his followers as light shining in the darkness. The Lord wants us to do good works and to let those good deeds serve as a living witness to our faith. Jesus says that people will see the good things that we do and give glory to God.
Verse 16 is a favorite verse in the Gospel of Matthew. In fact, the class uses these words of Jesus as their closing prayer each week. These words remind them and all of us that the world is watching. The world is waiting for us to see what kind of lives we lead and whether our faith makes any difference out in the world. Some members of the church are beginning to carry small Bibles with them, copies of the New Testament, to share with anyone who wants to know about God and about what we believe. We need to remember, though, that the people who are looking for will also measure the faith by the kind of lives we lead. As my mother is fond of saying, you are the only Bible that some people will ever read.
Okay guys, so we're so super excited that we're finally able to present to you guys and inform you all about our mission trip, what we've been doing to get there, what we're going to be doing once we get there. And so as you all know, our mission trip is this year in 2018, and we are going through the nonprofit organization Hearts to Honduras. We are going to El Progreso, Honduras, and we will be there from June 1st to June 6th. With mission trips, you know, the key word is mission, but we sometimes can lose sight of what the purpose is. But ours for this mission trip is to be the light and to shine it. Going back to our scripture, being the light that can shine onto men. I believe that as believers, we are the vessel for God's love to walk through on this earth. We are the door to be the messengers for Jesus and his love. And when we do these good works and good deeds, we're able to bring glory to his name. That's really all about what this mission trip is. It's not about us. It's about spreading the gospel, and it's about being present and being children of God to other children of God. That's the scripture.
Okay,
Matthew 5:14-15. You are the light of the world. A city built on a hill cannot be hidden. No one, after lighting a lamp, puts it under the bushel basket, but on the lampstand, and it gives light to all in the house. And also Matthew 16. In the same way, let your light shine before others, so that they may see your good works and give glory to your Father in heaven.
So the big overarching question that we get asked a lot and that we probably ask ourselves is, why Honduras? Why must we travel over plane for hours upon hours to do the work of God? Why can't we just go down the street? Why can't we just do it here? And there's so many answers to this question, and we have a few youth that are willing to speak on that.
So, the first reason is that we want to let our light shine in places new this year. Some place where our background and our experience can help and come in handy. So the people behind on the stage are actually a great example of this. CJ and Peter and Hobie have helped out historically in the past with elders moving furniture or raking lawns. G over there was Youth of the Year in her Boys and Girls Club. And I know I personally have just finished my Eagle Scout project. So all of these people have all of our experiences and all of our different types of leadership and types of projects that come in handy.
Our other reason for going to Honduras is because we all tend to stay in our comfort zone, where we feel protected. This veils our eyes from seeing the rest of the world. By going to Honduras, we are open to seeing the needs around the world instead of just our little community. And yet we live in a place where poverty is the exception. We would like to get out and get out of our comfort zone and see what others need from us.
Here in Denver, we have the blessing of not only you, our congregation, but our community. We have our parents, we have our friends, we have someone who will come to our aid when we call. In Honduras, it's not exactly that way. We leave behind our safety net, and we go to a place where people don't have that sort of comfort, that blessing, and so we can appreciate our own.
It's kind of like the Albuquerque trip we took last year. We were actually sleeping on that church bed. It was really easy for us to kind of connect with the homeless people, and it was really easy to do that. But then once you get back home, you sleep in your nice twin water beds that's 89 degrees. You really can't connect with them, right? You kind of lose that. So that's one thing I'm really looking forward to, is that I'll be able to connect more with these people. So you kind of start paying attention when no one speaks up. I'm sorry. You really start to, it's like harder, it's easier for you to feel the Holy Spirit when you're relying on God when no one speaks English and you got no Wi-Fi. So that's one thing we're really looking forward to.
So now we kind of have a foundation on why we want to go to a foreign country, but the real question is why Honduras? Why are we going to that specific country? And the reason is there's 4 special ministries there. And the first one is Cobrom Children's Home, which is a school and an orphanage that helps over 40 kids, and has a very good graduation rate. And many of the kids go to university, which is really rare in that kind of poor area. So next, we also have the Barrio Siupa Children's Ministry, which is kind of like a ministry that caters to younger children and them finding their faith. Also, there's a nutrition center that's focused on malnourished babies, so they nourish them back to health and get them back to where they need to be. And lastly is Love and Learn 21, which is a ministry that helps children with Down syndrome in that area near El Progreso, which is really helpful for all those kids.
So as you can see, all of these ministries depend on gifts and mission workers from around the world, and especially the USA, to support the work. We want our church to know about our mission trip plans and how we intend to shine the light in Honduras this summer. Many of you remember that we have been raising money for this trip since school started last September. We've been selling pumpkins, selling pumpkin pies and baked goods. We've been selling candy bars and hosting childcare around the Valentine's holiday. all to help cover the costs on our trip. You can see on the handout in your bulletin how individual donation will help us bring so many of Central's high school youth to see the face of poverty and need in Honduras and do something about it.
So a big question that we get asked a lot is how you can help. And as you can see on the slide, you can write youth group mission trip 2018 on your check, just right there on that line. Yeah, thanks. And you can also give online our fund address, and that is on your bulletin. But yeah, we're so grateful that we're able here to stand in front of you, a congregation that's been so supportive and so helpful in the planning of this mission trip, because it gets really stressful, and sometimes we just get lost in the planning, but we're so super grateful that we have this opportunity, and it's really because of you guys, because of your emotional support, because of your financial support, and we really are so grateful, and we really like to extend, our just utmost gratitude to all of you, to every individual in this congregation. We are so excited to be able to go and do the work of the Lord. It's going to be such an incredible experience for all of us. It's going to open our hearts and just unveil our eyes of the true poverty that's in this world. And the most important part is that we can use our faith to make a difference. Thank you.
So, and I just want to say a personal thank you to the number of people who helped out with various fundraisers. There were folks who came to help us make pumpkin and cherry pies who don't have any kids, who just said, there's a way I can help with what these young people are doing. And we're continuing, we have things planned on until we basically get on the airplane month by month. We've got fundraisers planned. But we know that this takes work from all of these kids, but from all of you in your support of it. And I just want to give a personal note of thanks to people who are not involved in the youth ministry as such in the church, but who come running to help, whether it's selling pumpkins or rolling out some just incredible pie crusts or helping us set up childcare, just all of those things. It's just been amazing. Well, let's close with the words that the Come Double Sunday School class uses week by week. And that's right here. Say it with me. I tell you what, everybody stand up and wake up. This is the time when you would be waking up if you were at home or if it was any other Sunday. So let's say these words together. Let your light so shine before others that they may see your good works and give glory to your Father in heaven. Amen. Amen. Thank you very much. I will say now that they're no longer up here, what an amazing group of young people. I've been doing church ministry for 20 years. I've never found 9 kids who were willing to speak in front of a microphone and they